and hello. Welcome to Intuitive Clarifications with Natasha. I am here to be here with you in your truth is your truth, mine is mine, and this is just a perspective on this show to support you. And I am so grateful. Hi, Veronica. How are you? I'm so grateful you're here all the time with me, supporting me. And, I hope that I'm helping all of the people that will watch this now or later. And so today's show is going to be a little bit different than what it was planned because Tam, who is part of the Energy Almanac, was planning on being on my show since last week, but she had something that came up and she said that it's just overwhelming for her. So I'm honoring that and we are honoring that. And so I'm excited to be here with you because there was another message that actually was coming through me that I wish I could have spoken of before Tam was supposed to be on. And, that's one of those things. So I'm so grateful you're here. I'm hoping that everybody is doing well with all these energies. And oh my gosh, are you willing? Are you willing to negotiate this new concept of who you want to be, what you want to be, where you want to go, what you want to have in your life? What is it that you are embarking on? Oh my gosh. And I know for me, like I was on Janet Hickok's show, living-astrology.com. She's an astrologer. She's part of the Energy Almanac, which tomorrow is the 11th, is the last day of the pre-sales for getting the Spiral Notebook. I left the link in the bio of this show because Tam was part of that story. And so so it's in that. And you can still order the Almanac after the 11th, but not the Spiral. You would get a normal book, which is not as easy to write in because this is actually a journal. And it's a gift moment that we can negotiate some of this story of things. And I know that I wish I would have bought the almanac last year because, oh my gosh, we are going through so much shifting and changing up. And I know for me personally, I just found this out myself, that, we're in a 9-year of the Earth. This Earth planet is in a 9-year. The 9 represents ending. So 2025 equals 9. So that 9 represents change, right? It represents shifting and changing. Well, yesterday we had 9, the 9th month of September, 9th day of the month, the 9-year, 2029, the 9 of the universe. I'm having a personal 9-year. So with that, and it's the year of the snake, it was the year that, oh my gosh. And then you know what? I'm not going to I'm not going to say the details because this is so tremendous in my life that I want to honor the application of it all to come forward. But I had an interaction where I had something come to me that was 9999999. Right? Do you know how many nights? And then when it was a 9-hour of the day, I took that opportunity to really have some very big, impactful statements I made. Because right now, things are happening. And then something from that interaction of the 99999 thing, I was able to interact with it today. And as I was pushing the button to go forward with it, I had that old story that was repeating in my mind of limitation, not necessarily moving forward. How am I going to sabotage? And I said, stop what I'm doing here. I'm successful now. I'm in the frequency of this moment. I'm in the understanding of where I'm going with this. I am applying myself in the new that I am, right? So going into that's what I wanted to talk today about, was that, we're in this moment where I'm wondering how many people yesterday had this, like this knowing of a shift. And I know for me, I'm going to add on to this 99999 thing. I'm in my second Saturn return, which is about redoing, rethinking, re-understanding, taking it's almost like peeling off another layer of the onion. It's that peeling off the banana that's inside the onion. It's that whole shift. Well, guess what? That's in addition to the snake, the nine, the nine, the nine, the nines, right? My husband is in his second Saturn return and a personal 9-year also, right? That personal 9-year also. Boy, no wonder we are going through what we're going through this year. And actually, we're more in love than we've ever been before because we're able to strip back and really speak some truths. But we're not doing it meanfully like we've done in the past. I've tried to kind of keep it more intentional, but when you're in hurt and pain, a lot of times that's hard to do. And so we've been kind of, and sometimes you say something to somebody that you don't know is hurtful to them, right? Because we all have our own stories of what words will be triggerable, right? So there's that application of, wow, all those endings. Well, guess what? I had a woodpecker that was stopping me from pulling into my driveway on the way home. At school, they were talking about the praying mantis, right? Then my dog shooed out an owl. Owl is about endings, the death of something, that death of application, that death of understanding of life, that death of, right? And it depends on what tradition you're in, depends on what that owl represents, because every ending is a new beginning. I've had many owls that have crossed my path. One actually hit my windshield, but it gave me its soul, honoring that moment. So we're in the middle of a lot of transitions right now. And in those transitions that we are able to do things. Then, right before the show went, I went upstairs and was in the sink. The 8-legged thing that a lot of people don't like. But that's about what web do we want to weave? What do we want to climb to? Where do we want to go to? It's about coming out of this kind of one that it's usually in the corners. So it's taking things out of the corners and moving forward, right? So, and then I had a white little moth butterfly, which represents transformation. Do you think that what I went through yesterday, the endings of something that was so major in my life for so many years, it really represented something that it was like I had to be in a new frequency. I have no choice to be in a new frequency with it. That the frequency has changed now. I felt it change. I felt it change. I will not go back to the old patterns. Even though life may want me to remind me that I do not want to go back to those patterns. And that's what life does sometimes. Life does sometimes go take you back through some old patterns, some old triggers to say, are you sure you got the message? So don't feel like when you have your mind repeat back through something, please don't punish it. Please don't interact with it in a way that you feel like you're going to be like, oh God, I'm going down that rabbit hole again. Look at that rabbit hole. Look at what that rabbit hole is trying to tell you. Look at what you are negotiating through in that rabbit hole and say, okay, this is something I'm going to shift up. This is something I'm going to change. This is something I'm going to do different. Just like I stopped myself when I was doing an interaction, I went, oh, wait a minute. Here I am again. No. Brain, we're doing this different. I'm done with this. I'm feeling safe with this. I'm knowing that I can be moving forward. So remembering that if you are circling back around some of these old patterns right now, that is the universe asking you, are you ready to shift up? Are you ready to move into your new frequency? Are you ready to move into your new aha moment? Are you ready to move into this new knowing of yourself? Because that's where we're at. And, my love goes to Tam, who is going through something right now, and I'm honoring her, giving her space to do that. And so she's not going to be on the show today. If you've come to watch her, that, she had a kind of a family kind of emergency type of situation. So something that was kind of life altering for her. So my love goes to her. But that's that whole nine thing, right? That's that whole nine thing. And I know that there's another nine somewhere in there, because nines are about endings. And then today, 9 month, 10 day. So it's a 1 day with a 9 year. So it's bookended with nines with the one. And that's that whole thing, that the whole message of the universe was doing. And I got to flying around. So I'm going to step aside real quick and I'm going to keep talking, but I'm going to open up a door so this fly can say, I'm free. Because the fly on the window. Oh, and actually fly represents, you know what a fly represents? Flies represent, getting the stink out of life, right? Getting that stink out of life, getting that the fly on the wall statement, right? That fly on the wall statement. What if I can witness myself negotiating the things that I am? How much would that fly say that's an old pattern? That's an old story. That's an old movement. That's an old belief system. So going into this is a great time, and we're still in that energy of the 999 day. I mean, its impact was yesterday, yes, but we're still in the movement of that day, because we're in the middle of eclipses here. So this whole week, 2 weeks, well, it's long before and long after, but there's this heightened energy field of saying, what can I be done with? What do I need to create this new pattern of? I've heard many conversations today about things. And I had a coworker who says, Natasha, I have to share this with you because you'll understand this statement. That I had a dream. I had a dream that a snake came out of me. A snake came out of me, and the people who were with me were screaming, snake, snake. But then, I knew that the snake she said it was like a gardener snake, so it wasn't, mentally that it wasn't hurtful to you. And the snake was swimming around like this, right? It was like, it wasn't necessarily laying down flat. It was, and as we were talking, she was talking about how, some of her house plants were passing away. And she realized that a lot of her plants that are struggling right now, almost dying, were plants that were before I'm just going to call him fiance because they're going to get married maybe, that the fiance and her met, right? So this was an old story of doubts, her old story of, where she was living paycheck to paycheck, not very much money because she was actually lost weight because she couldn't buy food. So all this story of less than scarcity, right, was in her life. Well, the snake was really, and as we were getting done, I said, oh, you know what the snake represents? It hit me intuitively. It hit me. All the anxiety, all the shame, all the fear, all those moments are coming out of her life because she's setting up herself up into success. She's got a continuation of a job. She has where she's feeling like she's in her niche, her abilities to do. And so going into this, that, things are happening around you, and going forward, that things are happening around us to help us to negotiate through our old story. And the reason why this old story is so valid right now to shift it into its new knowing, because sometimes things aren't, we can't get rid of things. We can't get rid of our memories. We can't get rid of, we can actually, because new memories fill them in, but that whole transition thing about things, we need to update things sometimes and understand, like me sitting there ready to do the thing that I needed to do. And this old fear came in, and I said, no, we're coming into safety. I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm safe. This is a whole new pattern. Right. So I moved it forward. I transitioned it, and I'm going to keep doing that when that old statement wants to come in, because it is time for us to move up into a new understanding. And the balance of all this is tremendous in this ability to do it. The thing is, though, we have to be willing to look at what our brain is saying right now. We have to be willing to look at it, see it for what it is. It's not to punish it. It's not to say anything, but it's to look at what our brain is saying, because our mind likes to say certain things. And if we're willing to negotiate into what we're saying about it, then we know how to fix it. If we don't know what we're thinking, what we're saying to ourselves, we don't know how to shift it up. And that's the thing is that if we can shift something up by saying something a little differently, like, well, you're going to do this, this, and this, and this now, aren't you? No, I'm done. I'm free from that journey. I'm actually feeling quite safe about where I'm at right now, and I'm moving forward better than I've ever felt before because I have new knowledge about it. So, moving into this, that it's okay to have this conversation because that's part of it. Treat your mind like somebody's walking in the door and this is a conversation. If you don't like the conversation, then you can maybe shift up the conversation. Do you ever do that with a friend when you don't like the conversation? You just say, I'm going to change the subject, right? So do that with your mind, because your mind is part of your friendships. They're part of you. So shift up the mindset, shift up that understanding. Because this is the time to really think about yourself in a new light. We are embarking on some things, right? We're embarking on some moments of this big aha moment. And, we've got things going on in the government. We got things going on in other continents. We've got things going on in different realities. We've got different, it's like we can get so sabotaged by worrying and in anxiety about something like that, when actually what we need to worry about is think about, if you're driving down the road, are you thinking about what a mile ahead cars are doing? No, you're thinking about the cars that are right around you. That's what we need to do. We really need to do that. Because I'm going to tell you that woodpecker or whatever it was, I don't really know the name of it. I'm going to have to look it up. That it was actually picking bugs out of that has sometimes cement. Your driveways have those little areas where dirt settles in, and that's where bugs sit. And it was actually getting bugs out of that area. So it was cleaning my way of bugs. This is the metaphor I'm looking at. Cleaning my way of the bugs that were in my path. It was cleaning bugs out of the path that I was ready to come down. Thank you, universe. Thank you for thinking of the bugs that I needed out of my life. Ain't that a metaphor? And that's the thing is that we can really see symbolization in almost everything. And that's okay, because actually that's the way that the universe really likes to support us. Everything can have symbolization if we want it to. Not everybody's going to think that, but I sure am. Because that's what helps me know that I'm on the right path. Just like in the last hour and a half, I've gotten, the bird getting the bugs out of my path. I've had 2 white butterfly / moths. I've had an owl that we have not had in this area. Sometimes I hear them, but I haven't seen an owl in this area in like a year or 2. Then I've had an apple. Oh, and I forgot about the earwig. That was us because I was picking apples, so there was an earwig. A bug I'm not really too happy about, but I'm not scared of them. The flies, right? And then the 8-legged thing, and that was in the sink. Symbolization is in a lot of different things. It's really time for us to set ourselves up for success. Now, I've been asking for almost, and one of the person who I was engaging with this story that just happened yesterday, for about 9 months. But I also knew that 9 months ago that my brain wasn't ready. I had to almost rewire my brain, get into a different understanding, get in a different frequency to set myself up for success for it to happen yesterday. Now, time will tell. Yeah, time will tell. The thing is, though, we are in a moment where if we are really willing to shift our expectations of ourselves, shift up our understanding of a lot of things that our mind is saying to us. Treat your mind like a friend. If you don't like hearing it from your friend, why do you want to hear it from your mind? And that's the thing, is we can't be hard on ourselves about it. We can only honor ourselves about what's happening. And no matter where we're at and what we're doing, things are going to be happening. We're going to be triggered by things in our reality. It's inevitable. But the thing is, though, if you practice to center yourself, practice yourself, hearing what you're saying to yourself, you'll be better off when you are around other people who are just around you. I had a first grader who is kind of an emotionally more immature. He's more, hi, Paula, grace for yourself. Thank you, Paula. I love that. Grace for yourself. And he emotionally is a little bit slower. He's still a kindergartner in some ways. He's a first grader, but it's only been a week into kindergarten or first grade. And, he had something that happened to him, and he had big emotions. He was sobbing. He was just angry, and he was going to get into a punching match with this kid. And he came up to my belly button almost. So I swooped in between these two kids and walked him back to his line. And I just stood with him. I centered myself and stood with him. And I told him, I said, you know what? All these emotions you're having you have these emotions, sweetie, but you got to calm down. Oh, yes, I know these emotions are so big right now, but please calm down. Remember, you don't have to let these emotions control you. You can control them. Oh, look at you. You're starting to breathe. Good job. Good job breathing. I know these emotions are big right now. Us adults are taking care of it. The adult is finding it out. It's okay. It's okay. You're okay. You got big emotions, I know, but remember, we can't scream and yell about them. We have to breathe a little bit. Let's calm down just a little bit. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be sad. But we can't be all over the place. It was kind of like his emotions are just, they're all over the place. And he's like a ping pong machine, right? So it's about bringing himself down, bringing himself into that centeredness. And he stood by me. He leaned into me because I wasn't shaming him for what he was feeling. I was telling him actually what he was feeling was very valid. And I didn't do it all right. I know I could have said other things. I know I could have said other things, done other things, I could have walked away and let him just sob, right? But this was an opportunity for him to find out that he can control a little bit more of his emotions than his emotions control him. And that's the thing about life right now, that it's really time for us to set ourselves up for success. Do we let our mind and our emotions control us? Or do we interact with them like a friend would interact with us and tell us, you know what? Thank you for telling me that you're upset. Let's work together on this moment. Let's work on this moment together. Because we're in this changing up. And many things come back down to anger is fear, right? Anxiety is fear. Unworthiness is almost a fear based, right? So there's so much of our reality that is fear based. Because anger is an unspoken desire for something to happen, which I'm fearful of maybe not being able to do. So then we get angry because our anger speaks for our emotions many a times. Especially lovingly said, men. Men can be very angry when they are in worry, shame, or anxiety. It's about believing in you. And this is the shakeup that the universe is really giving us right now, is to set ourselves up for success, which success means to be in a frequency, like Paula says, with grace for ourselves. It's a tremendous time. I am so grateful that every flip and flop I went through, especially yesterday, well, the years before that, but yesterday was the moment of the reality for me, right? It was a huge reality shift for me. I am so excited about it because it was time for me to really believe in myself differently. I know that I present myself as a strong person. I present myself as somebody who's negotiating things, but I can tell you, I'm just as human as everybody else. I go through those emotional states just like everybody else. I have other tools than some people. I have other awarenesses than other people. And I'm able to negotiate a lot of this stuff. The thing is, though, I have doubts in myself in some ways. I have life mirroring for me things I need to work on. And I can tell you right now, oh my gosh, I've been getting some ahas. And the night of the eclipse that I had, these like downloads of that it was really time for me to reach out to some of these top name podcasters and find and write up a letter for them. And I'm like thinking, okay, me dyslexic, how am I going to write a letter? Oh, why don't you just do chat GPT? If I hope I said that right. Right. And I struggle with that. I really struggle with the AI and IA or AI or whatever it is. I struggle a lot with that because I want to speak a truth. I want to believe that I'm speaking my truth to help others. And if I'm using these other assistances, I'm using that's something that's not my truth. The thing is, though, if I write a letter first, use their guidance as a proofreader for me, and then shift up some of my language to be mine again, because I don't use big words. That my dyslexia, I don't use the big words. And so why should I have something that presents something that I'm not? What can I do? I can shift it up and I can rewrite a little bit of it, keep the intention that it set me up for a higher success moment, right? Step me up, remake it into my truth again. That's how we negotiate some of this interaction that we're in right now, is to set ourselves up for success. Then you know what the universe brought me was a woman who actually is saying that they need women keynote speakers. Okay, so I listened to her hour show. Guess what I got? I got the message of what I'm supposed to speak of. It's okay to like our minds. It's still in works. What's the way that I said it? How to be at peace with the way our mind works. Because do you notice in this whole conversation that I have not shamed anybody's mind? I haven't even shamed my mind and how it works. But I've actually had grace for myself. I've had grace for things. And so it's not about shaming ourselves anymore. Heck, we're human. We have a human story. It's not about shaming ourselves, but it's about accepting it and then moving it into a better place. My dyslexia can limit me like 100%. Am I going to allow her to limit me? No. No. So we have to upgrade somehow, right? And then what I got was that keynote speaker thing. I was resonating with a lot that she said, and I was like, okay, but that's money. That's money that actually I'm in a different frequency with right now. What can I do? Oh, and as I was talking it over with somebody, they said, why don't you just Google keynote speakers? And where does that bring you to? And then I got to places, try to find people who can, find places to do keynote speaking in. And here comes all these lists. Oh, guess what though? Me doing my research. Is that a plus for me? Not really. I used to never like to Google anything. Well, I've gotten better about that. I'd go to a book and look it up instead. But now I'm willing to look at Google because half the time when I wrote in Google, it didn't understand what I was really asking. So I just kind of gave that up. So what can we do? I know that I'm meant to step into this new understanding of myself. I know I'm meant to move into this new understanding, and I have to believe it. There's no doubt. I have to believe it. I'm on that path. I want to believe it. I am believing it, and I'm negotiating it to the better of my ability. Now, it's taken me a little days to integrate what's happening with me, yes, and I am still proactively doing things, perfectly imperfect. My husband's home today and I've got a bunch of meetings today, so things weren't really proactive for me to work on something. But tomorrow will be a little bit more proactive for me. And we're in the middle of a lot of this negotiation of at least doing research. Do the research to find how you can go with this next leap you're meant to go into. How can you go into this new understanding? I want to hear from anybody who is watching right now. Did you have a 9 moment yesterday that was like so impactful that you knew it shattered and reset yourself for a new understanding? I love those disruptive shattered moments. Actually, that's what I wrote in my email this last month, was about that disruption. Treat that disruption as a blessing. That disruption is here to shake us up a little bit. What happens when you have something slam the door in your face? You go, oh, now what do I need to do? And you reestablish yourself in a new understanding. I had at least 9 of them. Good job, Paula. I too. Let's see, how many 9s did I have yesterday? I had 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, and then 9, 9, 9, 9, dot 9, 9. I had 12 9s yesterday. 12 9s, which comes down to a 3, which is the magical new beginning. Everything that, things come down to 3s, and 3 is that, you got it moment. I've been seeing 4s in my life a lot. Like the other morning, I woke up, and I haven't posted that video yet, but I had a wake up where I woke up at 4:15, 4:35, 4:55, and 5:15. Boy, that was like time for me to get going, right? Time for me to get going. And you know what 5:15 represents? Keep your intentions and your sayings more positive. 5:15 means in the numbers of meaning, spiritual meanings and numbers, keep your thoughts and words positive. This is a time to really shift that up. Really know that your thoughts, your words create action. They create flow. They create understanding. They create this amazingness of brilliance right now. And so if you just start saying something negative or thinking something negative, just say, well, let's update it. Don't shame yourself about it. Move it forward into something more positive. Move it forward into another understanding. Move it forward into a greater blessing for yourself. Because this is the crescendo we're into. And I just looked at the time, and Mikhail has been wanting to talk to me. Thank you, Veronica, for mentioning that you'd like to hear from him, because he's been tapping on me, but when you said it, it was like the now it's the time to do it, right? And so as I do channel beings, from different beings, and I do let them in. I don't always show that I'm channeling, because I'm channeling now. And so with that, so if you can, listen to the words, because the words are really what the intention is. It doesn't matter if I am, of course he is. I mentioned it earlier today. Thank you, Paula. You're just in sync with me, Paula. Thank you. I'm so grateful for you. Mm. So Mikhail is a star being. If you know anything about Bashar, and Mikhail are in that the star beings who are really on this planet, coming onto this planet to support us moving into a new understanding. And if you listen to anything what Bashar is saying, was he responsible for my downloads and clarity yesterday? He's saying, yes, I was. So going into this, they've been really helping us shift into the new understanding of who we are and what we're doing. And I found this bag of rocks the other day. I was going through things, and it's amazing what rocks. And this is then these are, when you put them together, are magical healers. So I had amethyst. This is fluorite. And then I had carnelian here, and this is a serpentine, a citrine, and citrine. So I'll have to think about those rocks a little bit more. Okay. So it's squirreled. Yeah, yes, and Veronica's been getting a lot of downloads too. Yeah, we're in a time for that. So if you're waking up in the middle of the night, go with it. What are you thinking? Downloads are just, sometimes you have these like, oh, that's what I should do now. Or, oh, that's a good idea. Or, oh, yeah, I haven't thought about it that way. Those are the downloads I'm trying to talk about, because things are happening for us and to us to shift us into this new understanding. Okay, so Mikhail wants to come through, and he is a star being like Bashar. They're trying to help us get into a new understanding on this planet. Okay, here I go. Hello, loved ones. You have come forward in many of your understandings. I am proud of you. I am so proud of you that you have come forward like you have. Be proud of yourself. That is part of this new experience that you are coming into, is being involved with who you are now. Your personal understanding is so important to your reality. Your understanding of what you want to call into your life. Ooh, that's a tricky one, isn't it? You are empowered to be what you are. So remember that when you say you are so, what's the word I want to use? That you have no trust in your understanding, but you have plenty of doubt. You have trust in the doubt, don't you? So you have actually plenty of doubt or trust. You just put it in the wrong area. If you have this trust of anger, you have great trust in that anger. So if you are struggling with peace, tranquility, grace for yourself, and you have a hard time trusting that, what are you trusting in? You are coming into this big shift of your realities, of your understandings. Your mind has need to not control of your emotional body sense. Your body knows more what's going on around you than your mind does, but yet it thinks that it's in control. So do you? Do you think that your control about this story is important? We like to control something, don't we? Yes. Control is a tricky thing. You are able to control yourself more than you can control the world around you, right? It's reflected every day about that. But we many a times struggle to adapt ourselves to the understanding that it's only our reaction to the world around us. That vibrational change is upon your planet right now. The frequency, I love that word that she uses, the frequency of the new reality is very palatable. It's like if you're over on certain parts of this planet and you feel the Fae. It's palatable. Or you walk into some place that is so negative, you can feel it. It's palatable. Right now, change is on this planet that is bigger than it's been in a very long time. We have put different applications of realities in your frequency moments to set you up to go, oh. It's up to you to go, oh. When you go, oh, it is time to look at things a little different, right? Change the O to Om. Om. Oh. You see how to play the game? Take what is coming to you, for you, shift it into something that you can have a pause before the reaction, the pause before the old pattern likes to present itself, the pause before you are in the middle of seeing what that is to help you with. Your frequency of reality is shifting, my dears. And it's time for trusting the process of it. You do not know what the future is because the future is not now. The future is way off in the future. The now is the only thing you can make a decision with and on. So value the now moment so that you can make different choices as the now moments come forward. Come down out of the mind that has been controlling this planet for many years, the ego sense of self. The ego has been shamed into believing its fault. But ego is not a hard thing to negotiate. It is part of your personality to set you up for strength and wisdom. The ego is part of, yes, the human experience that is no longer on any other planet. But the ego has been faulted for being the bad guy. It is no more the bad guy than anger is. It is no more negative than the extreme happiness or passive aggressiveness or any of those other things, right? Ego is part of the journey of finding yourself. It has changed roles many times, from protector to leader to storyteller to grace giver to inner child stepping back out of fear, or stepping up and saying, not in my house. You understand? Be at peace with all parts of yourself and know that the grace is part of the journey where it is coming onto this planet. Do not shame yourself from decisions of the past. It is about the now. What do you want to change in the now, even though you had stories of your past? It is time to acknowledge your growth in who you are. You have come a long ways. You are coming even further. Now is important. Now moment is what's grace. Now moment is what's going to be your new future. If there is a future. Is there really a future? Well, that's a perception too. Yes, the human body has a future. Yes, the timeline of this planet may perceive to have a future. This moment is really what matters. Which leads to the next moment, which leads to the next moment, which leads to the next moment, which is the past. And yet the future is coming forward. Don't fear that there's not going to be a future. There is. Your planet is set for very much success. Yet we do not need to live in the future. We need to be in the now. And it's time to be at peace with thyself. I, Mikhail, am here to support you, as all my brothers and others are here to support you too. Many of us are coming onto this planet to help engage change for the better on this planet. It's time for shifting into your new understanding of yourself. You are all amazing beings who chose to be on this planet to help it change. You are each part of that change. So be the change that you are. That is the one thing that is consistent on this planet is change. So go with the change, and the change will go with you. I am Mikhail, loving all. And yes, my dears, I am dancing through your minds. Wow. Wow. He helps me go. He comes down and he's from way out there, so it takes me a minute to come back. What time is it? I have to go to a meeting pretty much right after. So I'm going to pull some oracle cards here. Who would like an oracle card? Can't do too many, but it's time to take the risk. It's time to take the risk. Veronica, yes, please. Paula, please, yes. Okay, so Paula, hi Diane. Yes, please, I will. Thank you for being here. I hope, and I'm sad that Tam's had a family situation that came up, and so she will be on probably maybe at the end of September here, because I think next week is Regan's week. It's the third week. So okay, so here I am. So if I do a card reading for somebody and it resonates with you and it's not yours, guess what? It's yours. Just like a bird flying through the air. It's for everybody. So owl. I had an owl who came into my life. So I guess that confirmation. Deception, wisdom, 13, which is a 4. Hi, Jessica. How are you? Thank you for being here. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Okay, so it is Paula. You're the first one. Guess the owl wanted to pop out again. Okay. God, owl. Owl, owl, owl. I'm going to have to really do some deep reading on owls. Woo! Okay, so this is for Paula. Joy. You have come into your joyful times, my dear. You have gone through a lot of work to get here, so enjoy the joy that you have. Doesn't mean necessarily you have to be joyful all the time, but be of joyfulness, my dear. Last night driving, I think I saw an owl. Yes, they're like, it's about that ending to new beginning story, right? So joyfulness, Paula. Like I was watching a story about a monk, and the person who was doing the interview asked, "Are you happy?" And he said, "Happiness is not necessarily that I would say that I am, but I have joy in my life. I have joy in my life. That when I see something, I see the benefit of it. I see the reason why it's here in my life, the joyfulness of it." And this is a 37, which is a 1, and so remembering that joy, it doesn't necessarily mean happiness. It means contentfulness. It means centeredness. It means that, you know what? I've got it. Right? So joy it's a interesting thing. So I would actually Google, Paula, about what the word define joy as, because it's not necessarily happiness. It's just like that. I've got this, don't I? Joy. Okay, so next is Veronica. Veronica, your card is next. You got dragon, my dear. You got dragon. You have power with you. You're setting yourself up for success, my dear. You are setting yourself up for empowerment. It doesn't mean that, because, you've made some steps in some personal choices you've had, that it's time to set yourself up now for new understanding. So get the vision from on top of the mountainside if you're looking for something. So meditate with the dragon on top of the mountain. To get some bigger understandings, because remembering that if we get the bigger understanding, the owl flying through the air, birds negotiating things, that sometimes we have to get the bigger vision, not see the future, but get the bigger vision, that there's a bigger reasoning for this trust process, this acceptance process, this surrender, trust, and acceptance process, that you're in this middle of a big pivot, my dear. And sometimes you have to get to the full turn of the pivot, the bigger vision, to see why it's happening. But we don't always see that bigger pivot. Okay, my dear, you're doing good. You're doing good. Comfortable in my own skin, Paula says. Yes, thank you. Okay, so now, Diane, you're next, my dear. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I'm so grateful. And I hope that this conversation was helpful, because I really think that if we can step into that 9 energy and know every ending is a new beginning, oh my gosh, whew, miracles are in the works. We're turning a corner. Miracles are in the works. I'm excited. I'm excited for this opportunity that I've been praying for personally. Okay, clear my energy. Woo, Diane. Okay, so Diane, I'm going to clear the energy. Because I want to, because, when I was talking about that, what card product was fear. So we have to let go of the fear to move forward, right? And that's trust, surrender, and acceptance. It's that moving forward. Okay, so Diane, I'm going to clear my energy and set forward. What does Diane need to hear? What does Diane need to hear? What does Diane need to want to hear? What is the universe wanting Diane to hear? The mystery. The mystery. The mystery. And that is a 7. So look up what number 7 means. The mystery. Is that what mystery says? My dyslexia is like having a. So I'm going to look this one up here. So 52. The marker directs you into an unknown mystery of your journey. It is a sacred place when all things are created, but not all yet formed. It points the way to pure power and potential, which meets the magic of the intention. It tells you that the magical, unknowable forces of destiny and fate are working in your life. The force that you can never fully understand or control are indeed weaving their magic around you and help you fulfill your true purpose. There is, however, a warning to be humble here. The mystery reveals itself only when it chooses, not when or how you demand. The cosmic laws operate here outside of time and space, outside the human influence and intellect. Only hidden hindsight will reveal their patterns. Only total trust and deepest faith can be your allies when the mystery appears as a sacred journey marker on your path. Sometimes it may seem as if you're going backward, but truly, if you look at a spiral, it goes up, back, and around, reaching upward, although it may seem for a time that you are not. You are indeed progressing. Trust the mystery and keep going. For now, trust and thread your life is woven into a pattern of the mystery with beauty, grace, strength, and purpose. The marker is an auspicious and profound omen that shows you that you are on the correct path. So, and that's the thing is that we don't know what the future has, but I can tell you every morning I have language. I don't get on my phone right away. I spend at least a half an hour in language for myself. When I'm going to bed, I try to have language for myself too, that is for the positive. I'm in the frequency of such and such and such. I'm allowing myself to be trusting, accepting, and surrendering to the moment. Let me be of service for you, my universe. I'm having this language because I want my mind to be in alignment with the pattern that I'm meant to be. And you're more than welcome. Okay, Jessica, your turn, my dear. Your turn. And then I'm going to have to negotiate what's in front of me here. Okay, so Jessica, thank you for being here, everyone. I am so grateful that you trust me. Okay, my dear, you have 2 cards, and I got to go down here to get. They are flying in my hands. Okay, the stag and the mystery. So you have a lot of masculine energy that might be coming in for you to weave your way through of your feminine and your masculine is what I'm getting. Pride and leadership, but yet trust what you know. Trust what you know, because the mystery will show itself of why things are happening soon. You're in the middle of a lot of dancing between I know things and I don't know things, right? So trust when you do know, which will lead you through. There's always a part of us that knows what to do, right? So trust that part of yourself, my dear. You're coming into it. And I pray that you are getting your walkable grief a little bit more centered in yourself. Because remember, We're all novices in this journey of the 9 and reaching into the 9 because we are truly knowers of this process. We just got to remember that we already got it, right? We already got it because the cat wants to say, we've got it. I'm Natasha Venter at intuitiveclarifications.com. If you are in the area, I am going to be doing the Witches Market on Sunday down in the Juanita Park area of Kirkland. Merrimore Park, I think it is. I forget what it is. I don't have my phone here to look it up. And it's on my email that I sent out, and it's on my website, Natasha Venter, intuitiveclarifications.com. Also, tomorrow is the last day for the almanac. So please, 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 if you are interested in the spiral notebook, please order it. Go to Big Choose Big Change. .com. It's on in the bio here. And please remember that no matter where you're at and what you're doing, that if you are in the middle of this big 9 change right now, trust the process, trust the frequency that the universe is leading you on to, because it's going to be magical. If you believe, you've got to convince your mind and your emotions that they are worthy of being there with you. I'm Natasha Venter, intuitiveclarifications.com. If you're looking for some assistance in this life's journey, remember intuitiveclarifications.com to set up an appointment, and I am grateful. So please, I hope that my little short videos are supporting you in your life's work, because I know for me, I'm in the middle of them, I too. Blessings to everyone. See you next week. I think Regan is going to be with me this month. I'm hoping. He said that he was going to put this week. He ended up getting really busy last month, and so this month he said he would put me on the calendar. Us on the calendar. Blessings to everyone. Bye now.